you are in for an unscripted, uncensored conversation that is likely to be nerdy, potentially controversial, but 100% laughable. This is A Kettle of Fish with your hosts, Robert, Tyler, Paul, and Frank.
Robert, you didn't even notice.
What did I not notice?
You don't hear the waterfall.
Waterfall?
I usually don't hear the waterfall until I edit it.
To appease the crowd.
Did you get a new microphone?
No. So what's going on is I took my laptop into the closet and made a shelf out of boxes.
Love it.
And I have a fold out dinner table for my microphone, and I have a chair I pulled out of the garage to sit on. And
you do sound a little extra crispy.
Yeah. So yay. So I'm gonna literally in a recording closet to appease the mass.
Okay, I have to ask you guys a traffic question, a traffic related question. Okay, so here's how I want to ask. That's not a good idea. Okay, I'm going to ask it, and then I want you guys to go one at a time and give the answer, and don't discuss. No, this is what you. Okay. You're driving in the highway, multiple lanes in the highway.
No, that's wrong.
Okay, you're driving in the highway, multiple lanes. You're in the farthest right lane. Just cruising down the farthest right lane. I'm going to go ahead and poison this and say because your brain is broken, right? And you want to drive just in the right lane. But anyways, you're driving just in the right lane, and you see up on the horizon, there's a merge lane that's going to merge into the right lane, right? And now let's say that you're already retarded enough to go, oh, I see that merge lane. I won't get over. I'll stay right here because I'm retarded. And as you approach the merge lane, you see it's active, right? There's cars coming into the merge lane. They're merging into the same lane that you're in. And as you get closer and closer and closer to that merge, you see here comes another car going about your same speed, merging into your lane. Now, first person I'm going to ask, Paul, you're in the right lane, car merging in. What do you do?
Well, I would get over.
Perfect. Excellent. Rob, what do you do?
I mean,
yeah. If I'm not in that lane anyways, but you've already done.
Yes.
I would never be in that far right lane if there's an oncoming merge lane.
That's the right answer. But
now, Frank, what do you do?
Well, I would also get into the next lane over if there's a merge lane
I would
coming.
make a hard right into the person coming.
Excellent. Okay.
But I will, let me finish first. If I were still in that lane coming onto the merge lane and there's a vehicle in the merge lane, I'd check my mirror before changing the lane, and then I would change the lane to yield.
Perfect.
It's very, very, very specific.
I don't want to cause an accident.
Here's the deal. If you don't get over, you don't have to get over, right? You can stay in the right lane, but you stay the same fucking speed. You don't accelerate. You don't slow down. That's on the merge person. They're already doing the weird shit. They're already coming into a merge lane. They're probably already accelerating, right? They're the ones that are looking out for you. You stay the same fucking speed.
Yep.
What you don't do is slow down. Because if you slow down,
does someone cut you off in traffic?
If you slow down, and Rob, you're gonna have to edit this out. I hope your kids die, right? If you slow down, because guess what?
It's not getting edited out.
Don't edit that out.
Leave that in.
I can't.
Leave it in.
I was like, how much of a mutt do you have to be in real life
Jesus.
to see a car coming and you go, oh, they're already doing weird shit. I'll go ahead and slow down. Oh, they're slowing down. I'll slow down more. Die. Seriously, die.
So they were matching your speed to block you from getting onto the highway?
Let me point out.
Because they went to public school.
They do not teach that in defensive driving, believe it or not.
No, they don't.
They don't teach you to maintain speed.
What do they teach you to do? Get over?
Yeah, they only teach you to get over. They don't teach you to maintain the speed. But no, they should teach you to maintain your speed in the event that you can't get over.
Yes.
Because the person that's merging into traffic is the one that should yield right of way.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely. And if you and listen, if any of our listeners are listening and you disagree with me even remotely, stop listening.
Go to hell.
Drop a comment.
Find a different podcast.
You cucks.
Or if you're in another country and it works different over there, stay over there. Right?
Yeah, they drive on the other side of the road and go in a circle to turn right.
Or just smash it in Tyler's car.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I'm praying for a reason. Okay. God.
Dude, traffic.
Oh, well, before we get into some like meat and potatoes, there were two things that I wanted to do and acknowledge.
Okay.
The first thing, Paul, you got a W earlier today, like maybe an hour or so ago. You don't know about this because I was waiting until we were doing this.
Oh.
I showed Aaron the same idea for the new podcast logo like thing, and she also did not like it.
Yeah, they suck, by the way. I never commented, but they fucking blow. They blow
because you go like persona non grata on Discord. You just like disappear like a fart in a wind for days on end.
Yep, true.
And nobody knows what the hell's going on.
Like,
I do remember. I looked at those.
That fourth guy that used to play games with us?
I looked at the photos and I went, man, these suck, don't they? And I showed Courtney and she went, yeah, those suck. And I went, yep.
God.
Did you pay a little Vietnamese guy to draw those? Who drew those?
That's what I was saying. Like he went on a fucking Fiverr and just AI generated images.
I didn't want to add anything more onto your plate. You already had a shit ton going on moving and all that. And
you found some crackhead outside of a subway.
There was no movement on it. So
this weekend, I don't want to hear shit from anybody because I'm going to be gone to Orlando for like 3 days and I'm just going to fucking turn everything off and just enjoy being away from shit.
As you should.
As you should. Yeah. Everybody should occasionally.
I'm going to go build a fucking lightsaber and have a good goddamn time.
God, I want to do that. I really do.
Fuck.
So there was that. Paul getting a W. And two, I want to add 2 honorary members to the podcast. They're never going to be on the show, I don't think. But to
get them out of here. Tell them to fuck off. Who are they?
To whomever continuously subscribes to and downloads and listens to the show like constantly from Tuxedo City, New York, I think is
just dox them. Say their house address.
Subscribe to our Patreon for $1 a month.
We don't have a Patreon.
We can cover that later. I've seriously thought about that.
If we do, it's just full of Paul's nudes, so don't subscribe to that.
Just that, like behind the scenes stuff and like deleted scenes and.
We don't ever hear anything from them, but whoever you are, you're now known as Tuxedo Tom, and you are an honorary
There's
member.
A place. Where is this?
It's like Tuxedo City, New York.
You guys are making that up.
Let me go back.
Tuxedo, New York.
Sounds like something from Sailor Moon or something.
The picture that pulls up on Google Images is a hut. So
it's one person.
Tuxedo Park, New York.
Tuxedo Park. Okay.
Yeah. And it might not even be the actual city.
How confident are we that this is a human and not some kind of like wild animal?
Yeah,
I'm fairly confident.
Actually, I
said it was some kind of bot.
Dude, there's some like castle-esque fucking houses in Tuxedo Park. What the shit?
Exactly.
There's like a golf course.
It's actually beautiful.
Man, this is
Tuxedo Tom,
the millionaire that's gonna, fund us. They're
gonna back us. Right.
You are welcome.
Tuxedo Tom.
That's his name's Tuxedo Tom. Until he replies, or she replies, or they reply.
We will record our podcast in Tuxedo Park, New York, live if you pay for it.
That sounds.
I don't know about
sketch.
That. Also, along with Tuxedo Tom, I wanted to get your guys' input on this. There is a group of people, I'm assuming, because they have like 57 downloads of the last 5 episodes from Ottawa.
Where's that? Canada?
So, Ottawa. Shout out to Ottawa.
These Canadians are awesome, man.
There's
really
no Canada like French Canada. It's the best Canada.
Shut the fuck up. Edit it out.
I would seriously take a trip to Canada, go watch a hockey game, Dude, seriously.
Dude, yes.
I've seen more than hockey.
No, but I love watching hockey live. I would do it in a heartbeat.
I've seen one live, like minor league hockey game.
So much fun.
Game. And it was
I hate watching all sports.
We talked about that last. Frank,
we reference it. We reference
Paul,
it a lot.
and
We reference it a lot.
Reference what?
You and the three of us were. We were talking about you.
We were fucking playing games yesterday, and Robert said something.
Somebody stuttered.
And
you misspoke.
It's like, oh, Tyler.
So listen, any of our listeners that consistently listen to our stuff, send us an email, man. Call Rob.
Yes, please.
Tell us the details tell us your home address, how many entrances there are to the house. Are there any weapons in the house and where are they kept? Who's the strongest male in the household? Is he a light sleeper or is he a kind of watch TV and chill out on the couch type of guy?
We want to do walrus battle.
Where's all the jewelry in the house?
Yeah, exactly.
Is there a neighborhood watch?
Or just tell us what your favorite thing is, whether it's anime or sports or...
That's way less
interesting. Your door unlocked.
Paul's drawings, or if you want Paul to sneak into your house and stab you in your sleep or something.
No. Oh, God, dude. Why is it me? Why am I the one sneaking in and murdering someone?
You are the shiftiest one of all of us.
I really am I?
Okay, we have to go over. We can't just not address the beef.
The beef.
There wasn't even really any beef. It was Paul like being super emotional, I guess.
What?
We're super into it.
I'm reading it right now.
I was looking at a box in the closet and I wasn't really paying attention.
Even in a closet full of nothing, you find something to distract you.
There's a box in here. Hey, whatever. No, I just, man, because like Robert said some shit to me and it makes me feel bad because it always makes me feel like fucking I'm doing everything wrong all the time. And then not just with this, but with everything. With my job, with my social life, with fucking just even simple shit. I'll be in the kitchen cooking something and then I'll fuck it up and it'll enrage me so much. Because I'm like, why can't I do anything right? And it's because I have that consistent for 30 years of people telling me I'm doing it wrong. No matter what it is. So
do it right. You'll be all right.
Okay, I'll kill you.
Paul's being genuine. God damn it!
I will.
Yeah.
I got so pissed off cooking the other day because I've cooked this style of chicken 100 fucking times before, and I did one fucking thing wrong, and it fucked up the whole dish. I had to throw out all the chicken, and it just pissed. Like I had reached a boiling point because I guess throughout the week I had already felt like I kept fucking shit up. I broke stuff, or I fucking dropped shit by accident, or and I just fucking lost my damn mind. I had a knife in my hand, which is not a great idea.
Legally, you can't even have those. So.
Yeah, I know. And I ended up like out of a fit of fucking just pressure rage, destroying the cutting board with that knife.
That seems healthy.
By chopping at it like a piece of lumber. But it so that splintered and broke, and we don't have that anymore.
Okay, Paul, all that is super boring. Let's talk about this. So Rob said, Paul, can you get a Piss with Paul segment done before Wednesday?
No.
And you said, why? Why not just do it while we're already recording? And then Rob said, why do you have to put a wrench in the plants? What does that even, how does that, that's not a pre-established plan. You asked him if he can do something. And then he said, what, can I just do it while we're recording?
Yeah.
So there's no plans that he's putting a wrench in, just to clarify.
Again, so this is why I said later on that I'm almost 100% sure it's just me and my inability to communicate appropriately, apparently.
Probably.
We talked about doing segments, right? We talked about like organizing the show in a more seamless fashion and like a more polished way. And Pissed with Paul was one of the things that came up.
And when we first talked about this, I very clearly said, I don't want to do it scripted or anything like that. I just want to go off the riff while we're recording.
Which is probably a good idea.
And you said that sounds fine.
I mean, okay.
This is true. And you know, in Paul's defense, he wasn't with us when we were actually discussing that on the last podcast, if you recall.
Yeah, I was out and about.
So that's probably where the disconnect was there.
It's highfalutin, painting the town red, and
that's
all
right.
that.
That's also proof
living it up.
That Paul, your statement later on that you do everything wrong is incorrect, because we found out. You're literally the glue to the show. It has a whole weird feeling to it. Like, it was fine. We did okay. But also,
it feels socially awkward.
Also, there's kind of proof that for the first show, I think is that the first one that you're not on?
I think that is the first episode ever that I've not been a part of.
At least in some way.
Out of the entire run, yeah.
So
I've had some disconnected ones.
Not last week, but like 2 weeks ago or whatever. It only has like 16 downloads. All of them that you're on,
dude, because I'm sexy and I know it.
Dipping lately, though.
But Paul,
we've been dipping.
Paul, take the gem from what Rob is saying here, that he does not. What's the word? He does not believe that. He doesn't believe that you do everything wrong. Correct?
No.
So believe him.
I didn't say that he believes it. I'm just saying I'm tired of being made to feel like I do everything wrong.
Then what's the solution there?
Shut up.
Well, it also sounds like some of that is how you respond.
Let me
things.
live my life, damn it.
Like you just said, you felt that way over chicken that you screwed up somehow.
But if it's a pervasive thing, right? A lot of pervasive little things over time, you're gonna feel that way more often, and then you're also gonna like extrapolate it when that's not even the case. So my point is, perhaps we should pick our battles when, if you're like, hey, can you record this before Wednesday? And Paul's like, can I just do it on the podcast? Just take a second and go, yeah, actually, that's fine. Let's just do it on the podcast, right?
Yeah.
Instead of telling me I threw a wrench in the fucking, I'll throw a wrench in your face.
I was all now that I can actually verbalize it as opposed to in text, because texting is a terrible way to emote things. I can also is like, I don't know. It just seems like this isn't even just specifically Paul and it's not even specifically you guys in the show, but just me in general. If things are being planned, it almost is, and I'm the one that's planning it. It's almost guaranteed to get fucked up somehow. It may or may not be me, but
that's why I live chaotically, Robert. We've talked about this.
Yeah, but not everybody can live like you, Paul. If everybody lived chaotically like you, then we would have chaos and there would be no order.
Who cares? Order's overrated.
Yeah. Right? Like, who gives a shit? Fuck it.
Like the thing that popped up in my mind almost immediately, which was, I don't even really remember the details, but it was almost guaranteed not to just be Paul, was when I thought I was clear in saying I will wake up at 3 and we can record on that Saturday. And it was like 3:02 and somebody was like, are we doing this? Are we doing it? And it was like, nope. Everybody just noped the fuck out. And
I have no memory of this.
I vaguely remember this. I think I was the one that was on and then nobody got on and I was like, fuck it, I'm going to go do something else.
I was on at maybe 3:05, 3:10, and Frank was on. Frank and I were talking.
I remember the atomic bomb going off.
Yeah.
I remember the fallout.
I could have swore, I could be wrong, but I could have swore that it started from Paul going, are we doing this? And it's been
very likely after that, I got majorly distracted by something and forgot.
It was just sheer insanity. So
it really was.
Dude, my ADHD has been getting so bad.
I tell you, dude, you need to fucking get something on. Get on it. Get some like black market
I have coffee.
Fucking Adderall or whatever. Coffee is not going to do it for you, man.
Coffee helps me focus.
You're the only person listen, honestly, out of everybody that I know personally, you're the only person that I can think of that absolutely needs like the strongest ADD med.
No, fuck that. 0 ADD meds ever.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm good. I'm great.
Paul, here's what you need to do, okay? amass,
yep.
I don't know, $300-$400. Then come stay with me for a week or two. I'll change your life. Okay.
Okay.
Easy. That's it.
That's all it takes.
But you have no agency while you're with me. You have no agency.
Stuff, but yeah.
I'm going to come wake you up at 6 or 5. I'll say, I'll pick you up. God. We go to the gym.
I'll already be up. I'm up at like 4 a.m.
Good. Shit.
What's bad though is that, Tyler, I thought about messaging you and I was like, listen, this is something I don't want to do. I want you to spell out exactly what you would do and how. But if you're expecting me to get up at like 4 a.m. or whatever to go to the gym or something, I would.
If you want to make the change, I can be the guide, sir.
I'm fine. I just, what was I talking about?
Oh my God.
No, it's like, for instance, I was
incredible stuff here.
I was making tea and I forgot about it because I came in here to set up the desk and everything, and I just sat in here and I forgot I was making tea. That was just today, and then so the tea burned. And that's probably the third time I've washed that pot today, because that's probably the second time I burned the tea. But
dude, I've destroyed so many pots that way. Like
I keep forgetting stuff. I don't like, it's getting really bad. I just
Well, I'll tell you this. I actually learned this in therapy recently, because I'm a staunch no ADD meds. Fuck that shit. But I kept losing my keys in my wallet, and it was very frustrating because I knew that they were in the house somewhere. I would eventually find them, but as my therapist, I was like, what the fuck do I do? How do I stop losing these? And she was like, have you ever put them in the same place? And I was like, yeah, I used to put my keys on the rack every single day. And she was like, how long did that last? She was like, I was like, I think I did it for like a week or two. And she's like, that is the exact average time before. So when you do something new for an ADHD brain, it only takes about a week or two before the ADHD brain puts it back into the background. So I'm doing the key rack thing for a week or two. It's brand new. That time passes and my brain goes, okay, that's just the same part of the house that you've been ignoring this whole time. So it stops working. So she's like, the solution is move where you put your keys every week or two. So key rack for a week or two. When you notice, oh, I didn't put them on there. Okay, new spot. Bowl on the counter, keys and wallet. And it has worked every single day. It is bulletproof.
How does that apply to burning tea?
Because I
can't burn tea.
I don't have a stove in other parts of the house.
Hot pot burner.
Yeah.
When you go to put the tea on, put your hand on the burner and turn it on, and then the scorching pain will remind you.
Keys and wallet, I don't have a problem with anymore. Like, because I have a big key thing on the wall next to the door, so on my way out, I'm like, oh hey, keys. In my wallet, I just have it either in my pocket or on the table next to the mail. And then I typically don't forget that. Sometimes.
What do you typically forget?
That I'm doing stuff. My tea.
You forget you're doing things?
I forget that I'm doing things. I'll go do something and then I'll leave the room and then I'll forget that I've started something.
It's like you start a lot of things but don't finish it for whatever reason. Yeah. You just squirrel all over the place.
Now, sometimes I'll leave shit at work, but I've gotten better about like double checking my desk before I leave, because I lost my fucking earbuds at one time and it drives me nuts. Because someone stole my sunglasses too, so they stole my Raycons and my sunglasses, and that really drives me nuts.
You ready to edit out a whole bunch of noise on my end, Rob?
I mean, I'm kind of already there, always.
But no, I just keep forgetting stuff, and I'm losing pace of like conversations and stuff sometimes. Like I'll be in the middle of talking and forget what I'm talking about.
That's because you're not being mindful. You know what that means? You're not focusing on existing in the present. Okay. So like when you go to make your tea, you're probably like, okay, I'm going to put the tea on, and you're like looking away and like looking at other shit and thinking about other shit. Take a second and go, I am Paul. I'm in the kitchen. I'm making tea, and look at it and look at the tea that you're making. Go, okay, I am making tea, and then fuck off. And then I guarantee you won't forget it. But if you're doing everything on autopilot, you're not going to remember anything. You have to be mindful. You have to be conscious while you're doing things.
I'm conscious.
That's tiring.
I don't think you're conscious.
I'm conscious of doing what I do. I live in the moment, and then I forget the past. So, like, immediately.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we've established that pretty well.
Like,
conscious chaos.
I don't know, man. I don't like being mindful of stuff. Like, I can't sit there and constantly like mantra to myself, don't burn the tea, don't burn the tea, don't burn the tea, don't burn the tea. Because then my mind starts racing off to like fucking songs and colors and what am I going to draw today and fucking and so on and so forth forever. And I've been having trouble sleeping and then like going back to sleep. So if I get woken up in the middle of the night, my brain's awake and it's off to fucking 100 different places. And I just
and then it says, oh shit, the tea.
Yeah. And then it's like, fuck, I left the tea on. Dude, like I'll leave the oven on. I'll fucking.
You know what the easiest thing in the world to counter this is? When you make the tea, take your phone out of your pocket, put a timer on, walk away with your phone.
That's what I do.
I don't always have my phone.
Get it. Dipshit. It's in the house with
I don't need it.
You clearly do if you're forgetting tea and shit.
I rarely look at my phone.
Doesn't matter. Set it to do a blaring alarm.
Oh God! Are you eating?
Egg timer.
Sure am.
He is eating.
I'm eating a dark
I'll just
chocolate
get an egg
Kit Kat,
timer
baby.
and keep it on the stove.
There,
that's a little egg timer.
That's the same thing.
It's the same thing, but at least it's something there because my phone is not always with me, and I'm not going to go out of the way to another room to get my phone just to forget because I'm going to sit there.
You're not going out of the way if you bring it with you in the fucking first place. Because where are you leaving to go into the kitchen?
With me.
Where are you? You're in your room. So take the phone that's already in the same fucking room as you and bring it into the kitchen.
But it's usually not.
Where is it?
Else.
In the toilet?
I don't know. I just leave it places.
You can't find it.
I just leave my phone places, man, because it's not something I grew up with, so I don't really care that much about it.
No, I can't say that. I didn't grow up.
Are you going to say that when you have a child?
I'm never going to have kids because I'm going to be like, where'd Bobby go? And fucking, I left him in a park 30 miles away. You know?
God. All right. So we've established that Tyler does not like ADD meds and
I don't like any brain altering
burns.
shit. Okay, no SSRIs, no ADD meds. Fuck that shit.
Alcohol's fine though.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh,
did anybody have any subjects or anything you wanted to bring to the table?
Let's see.
I have a couple things, but
we were talking about work and I guess bosses and whatnot.
Yeah, fuck them.
So today I got a phone call from my boss, my district manager, and so I've got one of my employees gave me her notice. She's stepping down from her position.
Not quitting, but stepping down.
Yeah, and I'd prefer that. You know, she just quit because the availability she gave me, I really can't work with. And so I told her, like, the availability you're giving me, I really can't work with. It doesn't help the store. And then, you know, she's insistent, well, I want to help the store. I was like, well, if you truly want to help the store, you can understand that this doesn't help the store.
Right.
So, but I said, well, let me see what I can do. And then, so, you know, that was like, I don't know, last Thursday or Friday. And so apparently she puts in availability change and a paid time off request over the weekend. And Sunday, I made the schedule. And then apparently today she decides to call my boss to say that I hadn't addressed her concerns. Despite the fact that I had already made the schedule with 2 shifts for her that I actually made to include her. And I told him this too. It's like I even gave her 2 shifts. I figured out a way to make her, you know, shifts work.
Right.
I don't know for how long I could keep doing it, but you know, I just wanted to try. I wanted to try to accommodate.
Right.
So, but before I could even talk to her and show her, hey, look, I made a schedule to try to work it out. We're going to try it out and see how it works. She freaking calls my boss and tries to like throw me under a bus. And this isn't the first time either. And this is like,
Jesus. Really? Was it a big bus?
Oh, Jesus. Anyway, so yeah, that's right there with you, Rob. That is that kind of day today.
That's trash.
Yeah, this is the kind of crap. This is the joys of being a manager, by the way. There's always going to be somebody that you piss off, and then they're always going to, everything you say or do is going to be just enough to rub them the wrong way. So they're going to constantly try to undermine your authority, and then they assume that nothing you do is good enough, despite your every effort is to make the quality of work life better so that everybody can be happy. Because if they're happy, then you can be happy, right?
If mama's not happy, ain't nobody.
I mean, when I worked under you, Frank, I used to always call GameStop HR and say, Frank's got firearms, Frank's got kids in the back of the store, but they would never do anything. Because it was Albany. So
that's true. Yeah.
Gino just didn't care either.
Yeah, nope.
No, Gino just looked at me and said, he eats people.
They were like, well, the numbers are good. So
every time Gino like worried about someone, he would just look at everybody and be like, he eats people.
Oh my God.
Why? What the fuck?
I never.
He'd like anybody that like rubbed him the wrong way or like he thought was creepy looking. He said, that guy right there eats people.
Oh my God. What the hell?
Oh, I kind of like that.
He used to say that about one of the Valdosta managers.
That's funny. It's really funny. That's probably the only funny thing I've ever heard about Gino.
Oh man, he had.
Well, no, that time that he got his wife or whatever to call you was pretty good.
Gino was.
Oh fuck that! That shit pissed me off so much.
Gino had a lot of funny moments. He had a lot of funny moments. That was not one of them, but
no.
Yeah, he had a lot of funny times. So you guys didn't really get to see a lot of them because a lot of times he'd come to the store, it was all business, but like. The times we were at, like, when we go to our manager's conference or we go do our manager's meetings and stuff down in Tallahassee or inventories, that's when he'd wild out and just be goofy as fuck, man. He was funny.
Dude, fuck almost every one of those Tallahassee stores, too. They're
oh, yeah.
They're all tiny. And
they're terrible. And see, you didn't get to see that one that was in the old Tallahassee mall. I don't remember the name of it now.
Yeah, no, because that mall had like shut everything down.
That was a shithole store. You think the Governor's Square one was terrible? Like that back room? Dude, there was rats. There was rats living in the other one.
It's like 2 feet wide.
Yeah, it was terrible.
It was terrible.
Poor Nick. I think Nick's still there too, actually.
Yeah, I think he is.
So I just had a manager from my Montgomery district reach out to me recently. He's wanting to come on Tractor Supply.
Oh wow!
So I put in a really good word for him. So hopefully they interviewed him.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep tabs on potentially looking at Wise since Tyler keeps hounding me about it. So I've been refreshing that job search.
It is dude, actually, I was going to tell you guys about this. Today, the first day of the new position, I looked at the salary tab. And when you're a customer support agent, like you start at 42.6 and the best you can do is like 47, right?
Okay.
So makes sense. This position that I'm in starts at 52. And the best you can do within this role, not moving up, just with like performance raises, is fucking 80K.
That's impressive.
Oh yeah, some of the starting salaries for some of those positions I was looking at were like starting at 70 and 80. I was like, holy fucking
dude.
Check.
Do you have any kind of like performance bonuses or anything you could get?
I don't think so. I don't think any bonuses.
But
Okay.
just the
really
amount of benefits, like I was reading over some of that stuff, like the amount of like maternity leave is really fucking good.
Oh, yeah.
The fucking paid time off stuff is really good.
What is it like to work for a company that actually seems like they give a shit about you?
Dude, the amount of times that like I wake up and I'm like, man, I don't really feel like working. And I just text my lead and I say, hey, I'm not coming in today. And he goes, okay, man, rest up. And I know I'm getting paid that day. And I take like a day off a week. Like every single week I work a 4-day week.
Do you know how fast I would be having to find a new job if I did that? Like, it is not even from like being fired or whatever. Like, we have quote unquote like PTO time or whatever that we could flex and we could use. But if I'm taking time off one night, that's 50% of my department is gone.
That's insane.
It's a dependability thing, right? And that's like, what's the purpose of PTO if you can't freaking use it?
Right.
Well, to plan it months in ahead.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's my position. I'm the only communications person at my location, and I'm the only communications person for dog training. If I call out one day, nothing. No communications.
Yeah, that's
everybody
nuts.
Forgets.
I think it's going to, in my defense, I think it's going to change a little bit with this new role because there's not nearly as many of us. But no part of our job is like ultra hyper urgent. Like card chargeback cases, like it's usually like we submit it to the merchant and then the merchant has 45 days to respond. so like none of our shit is super pressing.
I was looking at jobs on there. If so many of them were hybrid positions where I actually had to come into an office, like if there was a like fully remote one, I'd jump on in a heartbeat. But it's like I can't go to Tampa fucking nonstop, back and forth, and I definitely can't go to fucking Austin, Texas, or anything like that. So
my old position was two days a week. You had to go into the office, but this new one, I was like, oh, how often do I have to come in? And they were like, we usually come in the last Friday of the month and then we go get drinks after work. And I'm like, okay.
See, if I can find one like that, but most of the ones I was looking at were like
paid for drinks, by the way, by the company.
Only 90 days of it were remote, like of the year. And I was like, no, can't do that. That's a lot of goddamn driving.
Yeah.
It's interesting though from like the outside looking in there because like Erin, her employer is really, really good. Like there are days where she'll wake up and she's like, yeah, I'm not feeling it. And she'll take like what you said. Yeah. She'll text her boss and she's like, I've got they give her wellness days. Like,
yeah, I have those too. We call them me days. We get 3 me days a year that you can just use for whatever.
She gets them for like doing random stuff around work that like you would already do anyways. Or, I remember once she got like 2 days because she walked like 2 or 3 miles or whatever over the course of a few days. Like
that rocks.
That's pretty cool.
It really is. It is cool. It is awesome. I mean, and I'm super jealous of her. And I'm glad she's working there too. But it's
even though like 100% of my job is gone, if I call out, I still call out all the fucking time.
It seems like it's fine.
I'll do it when I do it. Yeah, it's like people leave me voicemails, so I'll come back to work and it'll be like a shitload of notes on my desk or voicemails. I'm just like,
so you still have to like reap the consequences of your decision.
Yeah. But then I'll text my boss and be like, yeah, I'm not coming in today, and they'll be like, okay.
Yeah, that's my thing, right? I've got sick days and PTO, and I can take a sick day and not go to work, and then I come back to a store that's just like a tornado went through it.
Right.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. So it's like, do I really want to take the day and then just come back to the maelstrom that I have to fix afterwards?
That's a good word.
And,
maelstrom.
Just sometimes you just have to ask yourself, is it worth it? So.
Yeah. No, I totally get it.
I think not. I don't know. I wasn't paying attention again.
Incredible.
So, all right. Is there anything, this is not one of the ones I was thinking about before, but it's kind of popped in my head. Is there anything from your childhood that like your parents enjoyed, thought was like fucking hilarious, that it just went so far over your head you could not have cared less about, but now looking back, it's hilarious. It's great.
What the fuck are you talking about?
So like, let me give an example.
Lost me.
So like when I was younger, my mom and dad and another family would watch like the Golden Girls or the Cosby Show or whatever. And I thought it was the worst thinking, this is fucking boring. This is terrible. But now I'm watching Golden Girls and laughing my ass off.
I think I'm that way about music. Like I like a lot of the music that my dad used to play. So I like Led Zeppelin, Pearl Jam, like all that kind of stuff.
What is that called?
Counting Crows. I don't know. Who gives a fuck, right?
Reverse nostalgia.
Reverse nostalgia. There you go.
Yeah. None of the TV that they watch, like I've heard everybody's like, oh my God, Seinfeld's really funny the older you get. And I've tried. And I'm like, this fucking blows, dude. I hate Seinfeld.
Yeah.
I love Seinfeld though. I liked it when it was on. But what about you, Frank?
No, man, I'm trying to think. I don't think there's anything like that for me. Mostly because I didn't really grow up with my parents, so I don't really know.
Yeah, that's fair.
For me,
Frank was our foster dad.
There was a lot of things that my parents, like for music particularly, they listened to a lot of stuff. We do a lot of road trips growing up, and so we listened to a lot of the music they liked. We didn't have a choice in the matter. But some of it I really, really liked. And now when I hear it, some of it's nostalgia, but some of it I genuinely liked, like Procol Harum. I don't know if you know the song Whiter Shade of Pale. Awesome track, right? And it's an older track. Never would have heard it before had it not been for my dad. And that's just one of those really great songs. And it was on that Tom Cruise movie Oblivion. I don't know if y'all saw that science fiction movie.
No.
But it's a really good deep track, right? And it's not that
particularly like Tom Cruise.
But it's a good, I'm not saying the movie is that great, but the track
Frank wants to fuck Tom Cruise. You hear that, guys?
Well, anyway, seriously, the music is probably the biggest thing from my parents that they really liked. As far as shows go, like I remember them watching Hee Haw, and I was like, God, this show sucks.
Oh yeah, my parents used to watch that.
There's some stuff now that I look at, and I'm like, man, that's great. Like Conway Twitty, Yeah. And some of those things really bring back memories, but it's more nostalgia than anything else.
I just kind of liked everything. I keep thinking I've thought of something, but I was like, no, I used to sit around and watch Westerns with my grandfather, and I still love Westerns today. Me and my mom listen to 80s music all the time. I still love 80s music. My mom's the one that put me on video games. She used to play Super Mario Brothers. So,
I got a little crazy one for you. A little crazy.
My mom collected shit all the time. I collect shit now. So it's just like I've always liked everything. I don't know.
So, okay, here's my last talking point for the day. There's a brand. If you guys use Instagram, you probably have seen them. They are Japanese style clothes. The company, I'm going to shout them out. They're called Kidori Man. Okay. If you go on their website right now, the pants, all of their pants there are about $50, $55, $60, $65. They're very comfortable.
That's expensive.
Very, very comfortable, like little street clothes, nothing fancy, whatever. And I was looking for a cheaper alternative to those. And I was looking around, and somebody on Reddit said, yeah, like make sure you never fucking buy from Kidori Man. And I was like, wait, why? What's the problem? And it was like, here's the problem. And there was a link to, you guys familiar with AliExpress, like Alibaba?
Yeah.
Sure.
So it's like a, I don't even know what to call it. It's like an Amazon type thing, but
yeah, but it's all from China.
Yeah. So I opened the AliExpress link, and before my eyes, including the same photos used, every single piece of Kidori Man clothing for $10. So what this means is some sweatshop somewhere makes these pants, sell them to AliExpress. Kidori Man buys these clothes from the sweatshop for $10 a pop, probably less because they're a company. And then,
God, I love supporting sweatshops.
Dresses up the advertising, slaps this sleek Japanese, like sells it with ads, and they flip it for an 80% profit.
Yeah.
What the fuck? They don't do anything to the pants or shirts. They don't change anything. They buy it, they slap their tag on it, and they sell it for $55 instead of $10.
Dude, that's like
welcome to America.
That's not really 80%. Any different.
That's 80% of e-commerce.
That's fucked. Yeah, dude. That's like
dropship stuff.
Dude, that's like almost most all companies of e-commerce now.
That's insane.
Yeah.
I mean, if you think about it, Walmart kind of does the same.
Do they?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody that has $1 million business has used a sweatshop and rebranded. Come on, it's fine.
I'm not saying Walmart uses a sweatshop, but what Walmart I am saying is
uses
that
a sweatshop.
They.
If Kathy Gifford can do it,
Mr. and Mrs. Mart, they definitely.
Oh, Wally himself.
Wally, and yeah.
No, It's. I mean, they're always buying from a supplier, marking it up, and then reselling. I mean, that's just it's what retailers do.
It's what America was founded.
I mean, because basically, think of it like this:
whoever George Washington got his pants from not a sweatshop.
Sure,
come on.
I guess. Come on. I mean, it's kind of like GameStop. Selling games from Konami or whatever, as opposed to just buying it straight from Konami.
I don't think GameStop is buying games and selling them for an 80% markup. I don't think that
they're not, and that there is an argument there as far as like a morality, or I guess, to it. But if the market is there, then the real question is, why isn't Alibaba selling it for $50, $100 or whatever it was? Side note, those pants do look comfortable as fuck.
I'm wearing some right now. They're extremely comfortable.
It's like a bunch of artists do it. Like, say, like if you want to sell merchandise of your art and you want like a plushie made, you get it like out. One company will make it and then you outsource it through another company to provide you with it, and you slap your shit on it and then you sell it for however much to make up your loss on however much you spent to get it.
Right. I mean, that's basic economics and business practices and all that. But usually the percentage, I think retail, like generally accepted percentage markup is like 35 to 40%. But
1,000% markup.
That's
at
just
my store
to cover. That's to cover like overhead and shit like that. But whatever.
That's one of my favorite Bob's Burgers things when he goes into the arts and crafts store and it's like last minute before like a parade or something. And she's just like, it's 1,000% markup. And he's like, well, why would you advertise that? It's like, because you need it.
And I've got it.
Yeah, like, Jesus.
That's just how it is, man. That's how it is.
I fucking love it.
I just thought that was fucking crazy. I've never seen that kind of shit before. I was like, Jesus, dude.
I mean, that is egregious. Yeah, I'm not saying it's not something crazy.
Everybody sucks, and everybody's out for themselves. That's the world.
True.
That's why traffic sucks.
It is why traffic sucks. So, Paul, in episode 58.
Oh God, what? I don't know. That was like a year ago.
I'm going to tell you.
Okay.
Facelift and Botox.
Okay.
You talked about being excited over the Fallout show.
Oh fuck! Did it never happen
to Amazon? I thought it still was.
I don't know. I haven't heard anything about it.
It's still filming.
I was wondering if you were still excited or if you had lost all.
Yeah. No, well, I actually forgot it was being made. That's mostly because like I haven't heard anything. Right. Apparently they cast Walton Goggins in the lead role though, and I love him. So
Walton Goggins.
Yeah, Walton Goggins, man. He's got like the best name.
Cock and Goggin.
You know him.
I don't.
He's been in stuff. I bet you do. Well, you probably don't watch TV, so you probably don't.
Correct.
Yeah. I was curious.
You don't watch a lot of TV.
I was trying to get some continuity there. I'm just going to see if you were listening.
I'm always excited for stuff like that, like especially seeing how like video games are being better adapted to the screen these days. Like the Last of Us show and the Mario movie apparently did really well. I haven't seen it. Even the second Sonic movie wasn't horrible. I just wish they'd get away from real world Earth. Stop fucking doing that. God, Monster Hunter, Sonic 2, just leave real world Earth out of it. It's not necessary. It's absolutely not.
I mean, that's a familiarity thing, though, right?
Yeah, that's the point. Like, it's supposed to like ground the viewer into like relating to it in some way.
Right.
But it's like, is that necessary for a video game movie? You don't see Lord of the Rings traveling to real world Earth just so you can relate to it. You know what I mean? Like, it's all based in Middle Earth. So why the fuck would you keep doing it? The He-Man movie in the 80s did it. You were on Eternia for all of 5 fucking minutes before they went to real world Earth, which that movie sucks ass anyway, but still. Howard the Duck fucking flew through space, landed on real world Earth, not even Marvel Earth, just fucking real world Earth. That movie sucked too. But what I'm saying is this happens a lot, and it typically in movies that suck. And I'm tired of seeing it. It drives me. Like, the Smurfs movie did it, which was stupid and didn't make any fucking sense. Fucking, like I said, Monster Hunter did it, which is stupid. Yeah, we gotta fight this fucking dragon with the fucking U.S. military.
Did you watch the Smurfs movie?
No, but I understand the context that they go to fucking New York. It's in the goddamn like poster of the movie, and Neil Patrick Harris is in it.
But you actually just said it was terrible, so that implied that you actually watched the movie.
As far as I know, it's terrible.
Yeah, you busted. You watched the
movie. I wish I had watched it now.
There's still time.
Fucking, there was another one. I can't remember now. You threw me off fucking track.
I think it's a storytelling thing, and I think it's a familiarity thing, because if you're introducing a new world, that's more information you have to explain to the person that's consuming.
No, it's not. You don't have to explain.
What the fuck are we talking about?
You don't have to explain a fantasy world in a fantasy movie at all. Do you think Dark Crystal explained shit about their world? No, they just jumped right into it, and Dark Crystal's loved by everybody.
Or Avatar with its unobtainium.
Avatar's fucking stupid, too, right? Avatar is fucking... what's that one movie?
We're talking about how these movies seem to always go to Earth instead of just staying in their own world.
Like, they always come to real world Earth to try and ground the movie and relate to the audience, and it's like, it's unnecessary and stupid, and I fucking hate it.
True based. Agreed.
It's dumb.
No, I agree too. I think it is.
And then Robert's saying it's like, oh, well, now if they only stay on a fantasy world, they have to provide extra context. No, they don't. They never have to provide extra context about a fantasy world in a fantasy movie. Ever.
It's supposed to be an escapism. Let us escape from Earth.
You think at the beginning of Lord of the Rings they explained the entire history of Middle Earth? My ass. People just were like, fucking, all right, there's a bad dude and a little short guy with a ring. We're good to go.
Yeah, they don't have to explain the entire history of it. I'm just saying they have to like explain where they are and what's going on.
Not really. They just have to say it.
Especially not for a video game movie.
Rob, have you ever watched a David Lynch
already
movie?
Familiar with?
A David Lynch movie?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I have.
He's not a fan of explaining shit. But Inland Empire, best movie of all time. Easily. No contest.
I don't think it's necessary for a movie or a TV show to have to explain the world. And like, if it's a fantasy thing or a sci-fi thing or a different thing, like they're there to tell a story of like this, that, or the other, not to make you feel more comfortable with the surrounding. The background is just the background. That's all it is.
Why is the sand blue? Shut up. Shut the fuck up. Watch the movie.
Do you think people asked when Star Wars came out why the milk was blue or why there were 2 suns on Tatooine? No, they just watched fucking space Nazis.
Of all people are the ones that ask those same fucking questions.
But I'm meticulous.
I legitimately thought you were about to say autistic. Yes, but I'm autistic.
For instance, my fantasy story, throughout the story itself, I don't really go into much detail about the world, but I have written separately a history of the world so that it makes sense in my brain when I'm writing it. Well, doesn't mean it's going to be part of the main story.
When you get it published and out to the public, we'll see how well it's accepted and see if anybody asks what the fuck is going on.
I don't think that's how that works.
That was a good one.
I don't think that's how that works, Robert. I think it's just like you've got to come to just accept things. Like Harry Potter doesn't spend a whole lot of time explaining the wizarding world.
The argument that I was making as well? When I'm like, Paul, you go too in depth with this. You analyze shit way too much. It doesn't matter.
I analyze shit like crazy, but that's just me. I'm inquisitive.
I'm like, you just need to accept
it doesn't
things.
take away my joy.
Now you're the exact opposite.
It doesn't take away my joy of watching something. And the more time you spend explaining shit, the more people you put to sleep.
True. I do agree.
I understand how things should be structured, but that doesn't mean I'm any less meticulous and inquisitive about things. But that's just me because I'm curious.
Okay.
But
bi-curious.
I still,
bi-curious.
No. Nothing wrong with that, by the way, everyone.
No, nothing.
Also,
that's pretty good.
I'm just a little bi-curious, so that must mean God is a little bi-curious too.
Oh, South
Jesus
Park.
Christ.
Love it. All
right, guys, closing statements. Any your favorite racial slur you want to get out of your heart? Oh, wow. There it is. Well, you gotta edit that out.
It sounds so funny.
That's fine.
Oh my. It just has this whimsical nature about it.
I'm not bleeping what Tyler said, but I am.
Yes, you 100% should bleep out Paul's. 1,000%.
Now everybody's going to be furious. They're not going to have.
Okay. God.
Oh, Jesus.
Crackers up there for sure.
All right. I have a thought-provoking question or situation for you. See what you would do. I'm not sure which subreddit this came from, but I think it was Confessions. Probably. Yeah, r/Confessions. Anyways, this guy gets on there. Guy, if you're listening.
He's not. Go ahead.
Yeah. Fucking somebody on Reddit's listening.
And he confesses that at the age of 15, his teacher groomed him and they had a relationship while she was a teacher and he was a student. Very inappropriate. I think we can all agree to that.
Yes, of course.
But he's not, he actually was more or less thankful for it, or it was not traumatic to him, or
that he is aware of.
Well, and he's a grown ass man now. He's like 30 something now or whatever.
Yes.
Yeah, I was about to say, if she groomed him to be a certain way, then
we're getting into the question part. So the thing is that as far as he knows, as far as he can tell, they went on and they had like a mostly normal relationship after that point. But people in the comments were telling him, "Oh, you just don't know."
Correct.
Or,
true.
"Oh, you just, you're just lying to yourself." Or,
yeah, human psychology would agree. This kind of bears out.
So here's my question. What if he legitimately was not traumatized by it?
It's possible he wasn't.
There's always a good possibility of it. I mean,
but that doesn't matter
because like we've all, well, I say we've all,
the situation is still wrong and at the base of it.
Right.
But like, would it have been any different if he waited until he was 18 or 20? You know what I mean? Like whatever socially acceptable. And not advocating it. I'm just saying if he doesn't feel like it was a traumatizing, if she wasn't implementing power over him, and it depends, like, because you said groom, but that leaves a lot of fucking room for interpretation too. So
right.
There's always that who knows, because we don't know all the details.
The way that I read it in his explanation, it was kind of deleted shortly after I found it. But the way I read it was she pursued him, and then he was like, "All right, cool. You know, she's
that's definitely
teacher.
grooming,
Let's go
for
for
sure.
it." Yeah. And like, I know I've joked, and I'm sure people, some of you have also joked. It's like, oh man, this person, gave up the info were told on their teacher. They're a super hot teacher. It's like, I wouldn't have done that, but it's like, would you have? Or
just people that just don't understand the reality of how a developing brain works of a child. That's the reality.
How old was he when
15
when she approached him?
He says 15.
Yeah, and your brain's not even done developing until you're 25. There's a reason, right, that we make it 18. It's because like we don't even expect these people to be able to make decisions that are not objectively harmful to them until they're 18. Right. And even that's really lowballing it, to be honest. Like there's a reason why you still can't drink until you're 21. You still can't own a firearm until you're 21, right? Like we understand this. We build laws around it.
But we can vote and fight for our country at 18. Actually,
Europeans drink at 18, so who cares,
But it's kind of like really, I'm not trying to advocate for this, but there is a possibility that if you could put a number, or if you could actually measure his maturity or whatever, the development of his brain, it could be the exact same as it would be between 15 and 18.
But at the same time, you would think that at some point later down the line, when he's old enough to kind of realize like he objectively sees it and everything, and if he's still like fine, then I mean more power to him at that point.
So if we want to run with a hypothetical of like, okay, let's say this person's brain is fully developed somehow at the age of 15, then I would go, okay, cool, good for him, but the person that pursued him is literally evil,
right?
Like, yeah,
I'll meet your question with another question. Was he active before all that or no? Do we know?
I don't know the answer to that. I would assume not, but
if not, then I would be sketched. I would be concerned.
Yeah, it's probably one of those things where he doesn't have PTSD. He's not like traumatized, but his perception of that forever is changed and warped in a way that it would not have been otherwise.
But
even though he acknowledges that it was fucked up at the time, but he's cool with it, here's the problem with that is he only has his own frame of reference. He can't swap into somebody else's body that's sexually active and go, oh, wait a minute. Oh, Jesus, I think about this way differently. Holy shit. Like he'll never. Right. So he's like, I'm fine with it. You don't know. You don't know that you are. I gotcha.
Most people don't.
You didn't have enough time to explore and experiment and see how the rest of the world works. Exactly. That's why when you get like married young, it's fucking horrible.
Yes. There's actually a story I read about recently. Back in the U.S. in 1927, in the good old state of Tennessee, there's a 22-year-old man that married a 9-year-old girl, and the 9-year-old girl actively ran out of the house, hid from her parents, was desperate to be with this 22-year-old man, her husband. She really she was so in love with him. So like we would go, what would we say? Well, that 9-year-old doesn't know what she's talking about, right? She's a kid,
right?
So I can't. Yeah, this was a cut and dry for me.
But yeah, no, and I agree with Tyler. I don't think big life altering decisions like that should be made by people under 18 or 20. It's because you haven't had a chance to experience anything. You're still, like he said, still developing, and that's why I like the people that are like, kind of circles back to the whole like gender identity thing, where it's like, oh, we're giving cosmetic surgery to our 14-year-old, and I'm like,
I'm gonna mute my mic.
What? Oh, but okay, no, Tyler, you can't mute your mic now because that's the exact same conversation. A 12-year-old can't make a life. I'm having trouble hearing you guys.
My headset's fucked up. I can't hear.
Oh yeah, I bet. I just wanted to rub that in Tyler's face because he literally made that exact argument for like if someone older was taking advantage of someone and altering their perception of things. But that's the exact same thing that's happening with like gender reassignment surgery. Okay. Well, he just doesn't. Oh yeah. That's. But he also like Tyler flies his his own flags and stuff.
What?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I fucking.
You calling me trans? What just happened?
Yes, definitely. Trans species.
Oh man.
No,
I generally do agree though that you shouldn't be allowed to make life-altering decisions before 18. But
it's fine. But I remembered the thing I wanted to talk about. Very briefly. It's a little music factoid that bothered the hell out of me the other day.
Okay.
There is absolutely one song on the entire planet that collectively humans will sing the instrumental part of.
It's Bohemian Rhapsody.
No.
I think I know what it is somehow. I feel like our souls are connecting.
Sweet Caroline.
Oh, no. That wasn't it.
Yeah.
I was thinking,
bum, bum, bum.
I was thinking, da-na-na-na-na-na, and I need you.
Oh, there's that one too,
so Terry Crews is to be thanked for that.
Yeah.
With the Sweet Caroline thing,
great.
I don't think I've ever met a person who is like, you sing Sweet Caroline,
I would never do that shit.
and they're not just like instinctively wanting to do the bum, bum, bum. But that's not physically
I instantly
said
hated you
in
when
the
you
song.
started
It's
singing because I
instrumental.
wanted to go bum, bum, bum.
Yeah, but it's only done by instruments. Nobody actually says bum, bum, bum in the song.
Horns, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I just thought that
was
It's the fanfare, yeah.
Like people still do the bum bum bum, but you don't do that with like many other songs, if any at all.
Well,
like you
no,
don't
it's
sing the guitar riff to
I definitely do it to that song that Tyler was talking about. Is that Michelle Branch?
Nelly Furtado, I thought, right? Is it Nelly Furtado?
Yeah, I was about to say I do that one too, so I can't say.
Now
But that was a random observation because I think I was singing it at work and I had like 4 people were like bum bum bum, and I was like, Jesus,
this guy.
it really fucking.
All right.
What is Neil Diamond's genre of music called? It's like blue-eyed gospel
Old guy
or
rock.
something.
It's not even rock.
No, I swear it's called like blue-eyed gospel or something. It's got its own genre.
Neil Diamond.
Yeah.
He might be considered rock.
Old guy rock.
Is it rock?
It's old guy rock.
Old guy rock.
Is it though?
It's not rock. It's old guy rock.
Is it even like in that same subgenre of rock?
His wiki lists genres of rock, pop, folk, country, soft rock, and ballads.
Yeah.
I would say ballads. Yeah. Well, all right.
Fucking farm animal that we do a podcast with.
Shut up.
And I'm going to put it on the record. We'll put it out in the universe. That way it can be played back. Thank you guys for suggesting Core Keeper because that shit has me thinking about
Isn't
it
that good?
all the time.
Actually,
the game's great, dude.
Dude, I'm
really
80 something hours deep in it. It's like
I bought it for like
$10 on sale
$13
now.
Yeah, all talk at the same time for sure. Do that again. So I have no idea.
It's like $10 on sale.
It's like $10.
Yeah.
Is it on sale now?
Yes.
I'm looking it up.
All right.
Hold on.
You probably won't like it. It's for ADHD people.
I have ADHD. Well, I say that I outgrew it, but that's not a real thing.
You seriously watched me play it for like an hour the other day.
So as of right now on my slightly
true.
sketch source, you can get it for $6.16.
What do you mean by that?
Nobody wants to get a virus from Uganda on their fucking computer because your bullshit sketchy video game site, Robert.
I've never had an issue with the site.
Okay, listen, we got to end this with something very funny that I did. I would like to share it with you guys. So the Snapchat AI, have you guys fucked with this at all?
No, I have not.
I don't fuck with AI.
So,
I don't want my brain.
There's Snapchat has integrated an AI that will pop up like one of your friends and you can ask it anything and it'll talk to you about anything. And I said, can you talk like a caveman? And it said, me no talk like caveman, me talk like my AI. What else can me do for you? So I went, okay, cool. It's talking like a caveman. So then I said, tell me what happened on 9/11 like a caveman. And the AI said, fire in big towers, people die very sad. And that is awesome. That is so funny that your AI will tell you what happened on 9/11 like a caveman. I am overjoyed that it will do that. And I have the screenshot to show I'm not bullshitting, okay? I will send it.
Oh,
love it. That's so funny to me.
Funny.
I need to do Pearl Harbor.
You should. I would like to hear about the Pearl Harbor one day.
Oh, man.
Yes.
Describe the Holocaust like a Frenchman.
Oh my God.
That'd be a good one.
Oh my God. I'm dying.
He marched upon Gay Paris.
Oh my God.
It's me, Adolf. Okay.
That's terrible. Oh, man.
All right, I gotta get the fuck out of here, guys. I gotta eat.
Yeah, same.
All right.
Paul, you gotta send us
fun.
off, man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I had to do it last time. It was terrible.
Tyler bailed out on it last time.
Really?
Yeah, I was gonna try, but I was like, I'm like, I can't do it.
Well, you know the Tower of Pisa is leaning because it has better reflexes than the Twin Towers.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, everybody.
I had a couple of 9/11 jokes, but they fell apart. All right, I'm gonna go.
There it is.
Yeah.
All right, guys, I'll see you.
Oh my God.
This has been A Kettle of Fish. You can contact the show by emailing akettleoffishpodcast@gmail.com. Be sure to like and subscribe from anywhere you get your podcasts.